Hi friends, welcome back. Check out this beautiful Monstera I have right here. My friend has been growing this one for many years and her parents had her before her. And she was kind enough to pass it along to me so I can give it a new life and a new look. I could not believe my luck when she told me she had this plant and that she thought of me for giving it a new life. So thank you to my friend for passing it on to me. I told her that this is a very valuable plant because as you can see here, this is a variegated Monstera and they are the rave right now. Everybody wants one of these and I also want one of these, and now I have a huge one. So I want to show you what it looks like. This is a Monstera Albo and you can see here all the variegation that it has. And from what I can tell, I can see some plants here that have reverted back to their regular state. And that is sad because you want the variegation because that's the part that people really want these days. So I've traced this thing back and there is only 3 stems that come out of here. And all the stems that come out of here are variegated too. So you can see the variegation right over here. And you can see a little bit of variegation in this stem as well. So there's 3 stems coming up and they're all variegated, but somehow this plant up here has turned back to the green. So my job today is to perform surgery on this beautiful plant and hopefully make a lot of babies and bring it back to life. My deal with my friend is that I will return to her a beautiful plant, a single stem plant that she can have in her house. So in return for having this beautiful plant to work with, I get to play with, and then I get to return it back to her as a beautiful house plant. So I hope that I can help this plant out, bring it back to a beautiful state, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful Monstera that's going to be gorgeous inside our house and her house. So my plan is to do some water propagation. So I'm going to be taking several cuttings from here and rooting them out, and once they have rooted, I'm going to put them in soil in some pots. One of the most important things when taking cuttings from your Monstera is that you hydrate it. So I have had this thing in my house for about 3 days now, and I have been watering it every single day. So this is very hydrated and that will help with the propagation process. Check out this part on the Monstera right here. It has the most beautiful and most pronounced variegation. So this is going to be the most valuable plant that we're going to be propagating today. I am so nervous. So I have 1, 2, 3 nodes here, and I think I'm going to take 2 nodes from here. So what you want to do is where the root is coming out, you want to cut just below that because the roots will mostly come from here. And I also want roots to come from this node, from this little root right here. So this is a node, so you want to cut right below that. Here is the first cutting. And this one has 2 nodes. So these 2 nodes will go below the water level and these should produce roots very soon. I'm going to remove this little leaf because it looks pretty dead. And I don't want it to rot in the water. One important thing to mention is that I sanitize these shears before I started using them, and I also sharpen them so that when I make cuts, they're very clean and I am not introducing any viruses or bacteria into the cuttings. This water is actually rainwater, and I am going to use rainwater because it's a little bit better than your municipal water because it has not been chemically treated. So I'm hoping that by using rainwater it's going to be a little bit better too. Here's the first one. So that stem at the bottom is a little too long, so I'm going to cut a little piece of it so that it can sit farther down into the water glass. Here's the second one going right in. So here is the aftermath. I gave it a very large haircut and I only kept the very mother plant in the center. And then I have taken a lot of cuttings. So let me show you the cuttings that I have taken. These babies right here are the prime cuts and the propagating that I will be doing. Check out how beautiful this one is. And this is all from the same mother plant. So you can see how much variation there is in one plant because this one has a little variegation right here, but none elsewhere. But check out the next one. This one has half a leaf is variegated and half of it is not. So this is so cool. And these are seconds, I would call them. They are a little bit more than green. These are beautiful little cuttings right here. Amazing looking. And right here, this is the one where the plant actually has reverted back to green, and it has some splashes of white, but yeah, it's losing its variegation over here. So I am going to propagate these separately and probably give them away as gifts to my friends and family. But check out this one right here. This one is so beautiful. That's like the most beautiful plant I've ever seen in my life. And check out this one right here. This one's gonna be a centerpiece for my house. This is gonna be a beautiful plant. And I am already in love with this plant. I cannot tell you how much I love it. And I collected a bunch of single nodes that didn't have any leaves right here, but I know that I can propagate these as well, because if you leave the root and the node intact, this little spot right here where my thumbnail is, it will produce some leaves right out of there. So this right here can become a single plant. So these cuttings are in water already. I'm going to put this on their own bottle, and then those are going to go in a third separate bottle. For this single node cuttings, I'm going to be using moss to propagate them in, and I'm going to put them on top of my heat mat and put them in my grow room so that they can sprout new leaves. And once they sprout new leaves, I will put them in soil and grow them out. To speed things along, I'm going to be using this rooting hormone, and this is a very cheap powder. You just add it to your water. It should promote roots to grow a little bit faster than if you didn't use it. If you don't have it, don't worry about it, but this just helps a little bit. All I have to do now is wait for my cuttings to root out and then start putting them in soil. And hopefully I will have tons and tons of plants that I have propagated from just that single plant. So I am so happy that my friend let me have this Monstera Albo, and I am so excited to propagate it out. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a like, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so that you can see updates on the Monstera and how they do and how they root out. Till then, see you on the next one.